Re-entering the sex and dating scene after divorce can seem scary and daunting, even if you're excited to get back out there and meet someone and have sex with someone new. So here's my advice. There's nothing wrong with going home with someone right away, but you may want to consider going slow. I don't think it should be a race to the bedroom. Fear of intimacy is commonplace after divorce, and you may feel especially vulnerable if your self-esteem took a hit due to infidelity or feeling repeatedly rejected during your marriage. So before jumping into something new, focus on rebuilding your confidence and self-perception in other areas of your life. Move at your own pace and know that the esteem you build in these other areas will likely feed into your confidence in the bedroom as well. Second, instead of following a script, approach sex with curiosity and an openness to trying new things. Remember the thrill of your first kiss? Well, it may not be like that. It may be more like the first time you tried sushi. Intriguing, slightly intimidating, but ultimately a revelation. So take time to rediscover what feels good in bed to you, because chances are your tastes have evolved. What the hell is a designer vagina? Designer vaginas are actually designer vulvas that have been through a procedure called labiaplasty, which involves the evening out of the length of the inner and outer labia through the surgical removal of tissue. Ouch. Plastic surgeons are reporting a huge increase in requests for this particular procedure, particularly among younger women who are more likely being influenced by what they see in porn. Here's the scary thing that not too many people realize. Labiaplasty involves cutting away erectile tissue that is directly linked to female pleasure, which, let's be honest, would never cut it if this was a surgery for a man. And worse, many of the doctors that perform these surgeries don't even educate their patients about these potential risks. We all have a right to make decisions about our own bodies, but people should at least be able to make educated choices and not be so heavily influenced by cultural messages that are inflicting a lot of societal shame. As long as it's getting the job done for you, your vagina is perfect. No designer label necessary. Have you ever felt more upset breaking up with someone you've only recently started dating compared to when you've broken up with a long-term partner? It seems counterintuitive because reason would dictate that the depth and duration of the relationship directly correlates with the intensity of pain felt after the breakup. But feelings don't always follow logic or the rules of math. Here's why. When we feel sad about the end of a short-term relationship, many times we're not just grieving the person, but also the loss of the fantasy that we've woven around them. In other words, even though we may not realize it at the time, we're upset by what we created the person to be in our imagination. The narrative we spun of who the person is and what the relationship could have been. Moreover, breakups with short-term relationships often lack closure. Having a person you were interested in suddenly cut things off with seemingly no explanation can feel like a shock. It leaves us grappling for answers, replaying moments in our minds, and ruminating over what went wrong. It's different than the breakup of a long-term relationship, where there were likely more opportunities for conversations about why things are ending, and where you likely sense that the breakup was coming for a long time. So the next time you or a friend seems to be taking the breakup of a short-term relationship really hard, show some compassion and understanding. They are not just overreacting. It's okay to be upset.